What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is living in Grand Junction, Colorado. So you're heading out this way, but you have a specific style of living that you're enjoying right now, and you want to make sure that you can have that specific style of living here in Grand Junction. Well, the good news is there are 6 distinct styles of living here in Grand Junction. I wonder if you can guess what one of them is here at Two Rivers Winery. We're going to head to the studio, pull up the map, and show you where all these styles of living are located. That way you can rule maybe 1 or 2 out, or you can hone in on one distinct style of living, and we're going to do it right now. All right, got the map pulled up here. So the first distinct style of living, and we commonly get asked all the time, Robert, where are the views? So here's the Grand Valley right here. You've got Fruita off to the west, you got Palisade off to the east, Grand Junction downtown right here, north area, another popular area of town. Let's go ahead and check out the 3D view here. Where are the views? So when I'm talking about views, most people are looking at the Colorado National Monument. That's certainly the premier view of the Grand Valley. Now in the north area here, you're going to have a mountain range called the Book Cliffs. We'll get to that in a second. And then off to the east of Palisade, all this right here is the world's largest flat top mountain. That's the Grand Mesa, so you can certainly get some views there. But what I'm talking about is the Colorado National Monument. There is the cliff face right there, just kind of what southeast, even a little bit west is where that monument goes to. And let's go ahead and zoom in just a little bit here. So if you take Highway 340, and I'm going to zoom in even a little bit further, and you take Monument Road. So here's 340 here, and I'll zoom in even one more. Here's Monument Road right here. That'll go all the way down. Actually, I'm sorry, it's over here. Excuse me. Here's Monument Road right here. That'll go all the way down. If you keep taking that, actually, you'll hit the ranger station, the east entrance to the ranger station. But you hang a little right-hand turn right here on South Camp Road. That's the last street that you can make that right-hand turn. All of these areas in through here, Canyon Rim, Canyon View, you've got Trails West, Granite Falls, Renaissance. All these subdivisions are going to have that incredible monument view. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's pop into one right here. So here's Granite Falls Drive. So there's the Book Cliffs off to the north, and you spin around. Guess what you get? Boom. There's the Colorado National Monument right there. So when people are talking to us about view neighborhoods, again, that's really what they're looking for, is that Colorado National Monument. Let's go up the street a little bit. See the homes here in, this is Canyon View, actually. Beautiful homes here in Canyon View and that cul-de-sac. Look at that view right in your backyard. So that's one area that's been, again, real desirable in the Redlands. Now, we'll scooch over a little bit west and show you some other view neighborhoods that you can get. There's another golf course, and we'll talk about that here in just a bit, called Colorado. So here is Colorado Golf Course right here. Look at those views. So all these neighborhoods here in Colorado in the Redlands are also going to have that gorgeous monument view. Again, Redlands is elevated a little bit above the valley floor, so that's not the monument. That's the Book Cliffs off to the north. And then again, you spin around and look what you get. The Colorado National Monument right there. So those are some prime examples of some view neighborhoods, distinct style of living. And let's scooch out over to Fruita. And just to give you some reference, we'll do this again. There's the layer out in Fruita. Go back into the 3D view and show you what that looks like. So again, that monument continues up northwest at that point, and you pop on over here into Fruita. Let's go, I don't know, let's pick this neighborhood right here. And then we'll spin around like we did before. So there's a cool little neighborhood. Look at those cool homes. And then you spin around. Guess what you get? boom, the Colorado National Monument. So those are some incredible monument views in the Redlands and in Fruita. Those are the, again, prime examples. Again, we talked about the Book Cliffs to the north. So here's the Book Cliff mountain range. There's the regional airport right there. But if you pop into one of these little neighborhoods, let's zoom in a little bit. Again, north of the airport, which is never an issue. We only have 9 or 10 flights a day. They usually take off out to the east. So all these neighborhoods are just fine. Let's pop into this one right here. Come on, computer, don't fail me now. There we go. So that's the north area. Look at that. Book Cliff views right there off to the north. So you got views all over town. A lot of people are looking for that. The Grand Valley in it, as a whole is only about 15 miles east-west and about 5 miles, maybe 7 miles north-south. So you can absolutely get a view of something no matter where you live in the valley. Okay, the second distinct style of living, probably, something that you're used to right now perhaps, is subdivision living. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that. If you can just go into, we'll go into the map here and you can see where the subdivisions are. Here's the northeast part of town, one of the more desirable areas of Grand Junction, just because of the affordability. It's below $350, but I mean, you can see along Patterson Road, that's one of our main east-west roads throughout the valley. You've got subdivisions here on the north side of Patterson, on the south side. Here's the southeast part of town. You got subdivisions all along south of the business loop, and you go to the north area. Basically, the north area is right here on 24 Road. There's the Mesa Mall, and all this, even north of I-70, but pretty much right here to about 29 Road, and then down to pretty much Patterson Road. That's the north area right there. Subdivision after subdivision. Let's pop into one here. This might be Grandview. Let's take a look in here. Cool homes. Here in the north area, got those mature trees, old growth trees in the north area, but that's where your subdivision living is. And then we'll zoom out a little bit more, and it's really easy to see in Fruita where the subdivisions are. There you go. If it's not green, that's homes. So here's Comstock Estates right here. Really super cool neighborhood. I think it's the largest neighborhood in Fruita, over 400 homes in here. Cool little single family homes. You can still pick those off for about $370, $380. I think the median home price in Fruita is right at about $400. So, but just cool little homes there in Fruita subdivision. And then off to the east in Palisade, you can definitely see where the subdivisions are there. Not a ton. Palisade's only about 3,000 people, and that's wine country, and we'll get to that in a second. But let's pop into a little neighborhood that we got some clients in a couple of years ago, and these particular homes were going for, at the time, I want to say in the mid-5s. I'm not sure where they're at now, but there are some subdivisions in Palisade that you can get into that are going to have that grand Mesa view. I know we did view at number 1. These are subdivisions, but again, 3,000 people, not a ton of subdivisions in Palisade, but there are some. So the third style of living, let's talk about being by the Colorado River. So let's call it river living, right? So here again is downtown Grand Junction. Here's the Colorado River right here. It goes all the way out west, kind of curves around downtown, south of downtown. That's where the amphitheater is right there, where all the concerts are. So we got some clients into, they wanted to be close to the river. Very avid road bikers. We have a riverfront trail that goes for miles across the valley. So right about here, boom, there's the river, and then they go down this little street right here. There's a parking lot for the riverfront trail. And let's take a look at those homes. Very cool homes there in Orchard Mesa. So they got a grand Mesa view off to the east, and that's going to be that river living, and even along D Road, which is right here. So there's some new subdivisions popping up right here. It's not showing up on Google Maps yet, but some of these are going to be right in here, and they've got access right there to the Colorado Riverfront Trail. So if you want that river living, you're definitely going to have that. And out in the Redlands, there's a neighborhood called Independence Ranch, and that's going to be, I want to call it right about here. So again, there's the river, and you've got trails that give you access all the way down. There's Independence Ranch right there. Look at those homes. So again, elevated, going back to number one, views. Got the book cliffs right there. So you got views. Some of these kind of overlap. You got views, and you have a trail that goes right down there to the Colorado River. So you got subdivision, view, and river living right there in Independence Ranch. Okay, the fourth style of living is, hey, I want some space. Now, I can tell you a lot of those subdivisions that we kind of went through here are going to have quarter acre, even a third of an acre lot. So that might be even a lot bigger than what you're used to or where you're coming from. But if you really want some space, we were just there at Independence Ranch right next door in Independence Valley. All these homes are going to have at least, actually, whoops, that wasn't Independence Valley. Bear with me here. I think it was one over. That's going to be, let me zoom in just a tad. These particular homes are going to have at least 1 to 2 acre lots. Let's pop on this one right here. There we go, Independence Valley Drive. Look at these lots. So if you're looking for space, and you don't want to be in that cookie cutter subdivision, even with a quarter or a third of an acre, you can get into Independence Valley right next door and get all kinds of room. Now, these homes are going to probably start with the first digit of a 7, mainly, probably even 8 at this point. But look at those gorgeous lots, 1 to 2 acre lots there in Independence Valley. And then if we zoom out a little bit, pretty obvious to see where the green spaces are. A big gap between Fruita, which is again on the west end of the valley. There's all the subdivisions. Look at all that green space between Fruita and Grand Junction. A few newer subdivisions popping up here in the northwest area of Grand Junction. Some actually really cool ones. Brand new builds going for the mid-5s. But if you're looking for, like a 10-acre lot, with a single family and a barn and all that stuff, yes, you can find that in the valley here. Not a problem. Okay, the fifth style of living, pretty easy to find that as well. Golf course living. Hey, I'm a golfer. I want to live on the golf course. Hey, we got your back. Let's go back into Fruita and let's start there. Adobe Creek Golf Course, 27-hole golf course. Look at those views at Tirarado, or I should say Adobe Creek. We'll get to Tirarado in a second. But gorgeous views there in Fruita and right next door. And again, I don't think this is on Google Maps yet, just because the subdivision is so darn new. But right here is Adobe Falls. I think it's just going to show a big field with nothing in it. Yep, here you go. Just a big field. All this is developed now. It's going to be homes that are starting in the mid-7s, low 7s, gorgeous views of, you guessed it, the Colorado National Monument. And then you got Adobe Creek, which is going to be right there, right across the street. So there's your golf course living for Fruita. Now let's take a look at the Redlands area. There's 2 courses in the Redlands. One is going to be, again, going back to Tirarado. There's Tirarado Golf Course. Incredible views. Again, some of these overlap. You got views, subdivision, golf course living, the whole deal. Just a gorgeous view there at Tirarado. It's about $38 for 18 holes there at Tirarado. Not too darn shabby. I think it might be a little less if you're a resident. That's with a cart. And again, facing north, that's the Book Cliffs, because again, the Redlands is elevated about 80 to 100 feet above the valley floor. So you get both. So there's Tirarado golf course living. You can take your golf cart right out of one of your homes there next to the golf course and just take that right on to the first tee. The #1 rated golf course in Colorado, Redlands Mesa Golf Course. You can definitely have golf course living in there, and those homes just line the fairways. You're again probably looking at high 7s to over $1 million. There's not a ton over $1 million, you would think, and it surprises a lot of people when we show them property up there. Oh, what is that? 4.2 million? No, it's 1.1 or whatever it might be. So definitely have some golf course living there. And then if you get out to Orchard Mesa, you're going to have some golf course living. That's a tongue twister. Out in Orchard Mesa. And that's going to be, Let's see. Let's find it. Chipeta Golf Course right there. So you've got some golf course living right alongside Chipeta Golf Course right in your backyard. Some gorgeous homes throughout there. Median home price in Orchard Mesa is right about $430, $440, and you can get some golf course living. Why am I having trouble with that word? Right there in Orchard Mesa as well. So that's going to be your golf course living. Hey, I said it right, in Orchard Mesa. Okay, the sixth distinct style of living, final, is wine country living. You want to be in Palisade. It's only 3,000 people, but you're a connoisseur. I'm a beer dude, so I pick my wine based on how cool the label looks, kind of like how Christy picks maybe a football team playing another football team. Hey, their uniforms clash. I'm going to pick the other team. That's how she does it.
What do you say about me?
But here's Riverbend Park, and then all the wineries are out here in Palisade. So you don't want to drive the 12 minutes from Grand Junction or maybe 15 minutes from Fruita to get to the winery. You want to live next door to a winery. Well, you can certainly have that ability to be in Palisade and make that happen. There's one sneaky winery that you can live close to. In the Redlands, all the rest are going to be in Palisade, but there is one winery in the Redlands, and I'm going to find it for you, and there are neighborhoods on either side. So there's Colorado. Let's zoom in, and I bet you it's going to pop up as soon as I zoom in. Yep, there it is right there. Two Rivers Winery. It's the only one on the west end of the valley, and there you can see the neighborhoods all around Two Rivers. It's actually where Christy and I got married, in the chateau there. Had a fun time, remember that well. So real beautiful, and again, neighborhoods all around Two Rivers Winery if you want to be in the Redlands and not Palisade, but still have that winery living. So there you go. 6 distinct styles of living here in Grand Junction, Colorado. That way now you know, hey, I know where the river living is. I know where I can go to the wineries. I know where the view neighborhoods are. So hopefully that was helpful. Again, guys, as much as we love doing these videos, we'd love nothing more than to absolutely crush your real estate goals moving out this way. So nothing left to do except that information popping up below. Give us a phone call, shoot us a text, send us an email, even send that darn carrier pigeon. We've got your back days, nights, weekends when moving out here to Grand Junction. Until the next video, we'll catch you later.